The wind blows fiercely across the north of England, and something seems to be brewing at St. James Park. Newcastle United fans can feel it in the air, that familiar tension, almost like a premonition. Conversations in pubs, messages flying through WhatsApp groups, and whispers from the stands all feed a rumor that, if confirmed, could shake the confidence of many supporters. It's the kind of story that starts small, as a mere speculation, but grows until it's impossible to ignore. Before we reveal everything, it's worth getting ready for what's coming next. And if you're passionate about Newcastle and want to stay up to date with every behind-the-scenes detail, now's the time to subscribe to the channel. That way, you won't miss the upcoming updates that promise to shake things up at the club in the coming weeks. And believe me, something big is on the horizon. At first, it seemed like just another story among the many that surround England's biggest clubs, but what began as a quiet whisper has gained serious traction and is now the talk of journalists and fans alike. The name involved carries weight. And what's most intriguing is that the story is directly linked to one of Newcastle United's star players, someone deeply loved by the fans and a key figure in the Magpies' attack. While many believe that the market focus was on targeted reinforcements, a Premier League giant seems to have set its sights on a surprising target. Behind the scenes, reports suggest a silent yet carefully calculated move from Anfield. Liverpool, led by a sharp and strategic board, are considering a major investment in a player who could have not only a technical but also an emotional impact within Eddie Howe's squad. According to reports from the Chronicle Live, later confirmed by Newcastle World, Liverpool are weighing up a move for Sven Botman, Alexander Isak's best friend in the Newcastle United squad. The Merseyside club's interest has put Magpies fans on alert. After all, this isn't just about losing a defender. It's about potentially parting with someone who is deeply embedded in the spirit of the dressing room. Botman was one of Newcastle's first major signings following the Saudi-backed takeover. He arrived in 2022 for around £32 million, beating competition from AC Milan. His impact was immediate: defensive solidity, leadership on the pitch, and a presence that helped propel Newcastle back to the Champions League after 2 decades. To the fans, he represented more than just a signing. He symbolized the dawn of a new era. However, as with every great story, not everything went perfectly. Knee injuries sidelined Botman for a significant part of last season, and his recovery demanded patience and dedication. Even so, he returned at a high level, reclaiming his spot in the starting 11, and reminding everyone why he's considered one of the Premier League's most promising defenders. And it's precisely that blend of talent, youth, and consistency that has caught the attention of both Liverpool and Chelsea. But why is Liverpool targeting Botman now? According to the reports, there's a decisive factor. His contract is entering a danger zone. The 25-year-old Dutchman will have just 12 months left on his current deal at the end of this season. That means if an extension isn't finalized soon, Newcastle could be forced to negotiate to avoid losing him for a reduced fee, a situation clubs like Liverpool and Chelsea are keen to exploit. Newcastle's new sporting director, Ross Wilson, now faces the task of solving this issue. He's been responsible for restructuring contract management and is currently reviewing several priority cases, including those of Tino Livramento, Bruno Guimaraes, and Joel. The St. James Park board know Botman is a cornerstone of their defense. But they also understand that the Premier League's new financial reality demands quick and strategic decisions. When questioned recently, Eddie Howe chose his words carefully. "That's a matter Ross is dealing with," said the manager. "He's reviewing all contracts and planning important meetings for the future. The key thing now is to ensure all our players understand the project we're building." Howe's words sounded diplomatic, but the concern is real. Meanwhile, Liverpool are keeping a close eye from afar, ready to move at the first sign of an opening. And there's one more detail that makes this story even more compelling. Botman is Alexander Isak's best friend at Newcastle. That friendship, built on and off the pitch, means a lot to the fans. Seeing the Dutchman leave would, for many, feel like an emotional blow to the dressing room. Sources close to the group claim that Isak and Botman share a close bond, extending beyond training sessions to personal and relaxed moments together. And it's precisely this human side that makes the story so sensitive. Newcastle don't just want to keep their defender. They want to protect the unity of the squad, one of the pillars of Eddie Howe's project. That's why the board have been working swiftly behind the scenes, preparing a renewal proposal that includes a pay rise and performance-related bonuses. Currently, Botman earns around £90,000 a week, less than players like Anthony Gordon and Bruno Guimaraes. If you're following this story and want to be the first to know what happens next with Botman, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Here, you'll get every Newcastle update, from the hottest transfer news to the behind-the-scenes stories the mainstream media won't tell you. According to Chronicle Live, Chelsea are also closely monitoring the situation. The London club view Botman as a solid alternative to bolster their defence after an inconsistent start to the season. Both Liverpool and Chelsea have reached out to the players' representatives to gauge the status of talks with Newcastle. So far, neither club has made an official offer, but the movement is clear. The interest is real and growing. Now the dilemma lies within Newcastle. The club must decide whether to make an immediate financial push to keep Botman or risk selling him. Eddie Howe knows losing the Dutchman would be a heavy blow, particularly given the chemistry he has built with Malik Theo and the leadership role he plays among the defenders. Still, there's a financial ceiling Newcastle can't exceed, and that might be just what Liverpool need to make their move. As always, the fans are riding a rollercoaster of emotions. On social media, many express concern about what they call the board's dangerous silence. Others remain confident that Botman will stay loyal to Howe's project, emphasizing his connection with the city and the supporters. Whatever happens, one thing's for sure, this story is far from over, and the coming weeks promise to be eventful.